各位朋友，大家下午好！欢迎各位参加由 Pedrick 蒙科和欧洲导师与教练协会 MCC 联合主办的100场导师技术在线论坛。今天是第45场，由来自英国的 Pedrick 女士，由她来给我们现场，然后进行一个教练的 demo。此次 demo 的主题是极简教练启发客户觉悟，是 MCC 认证的督导，也是 ICF 的大师级教练 MCC， 他是3D Coach Limited 的创始人。然后在他有30多年的教练生涯当中，他始终奉行一个理念，就是我们教练可以在辅导过程当中，可以通过说更少的话，然后为客户带来更深刻的变化。这个也是我们今天 demo 的一个主题。那针对这个极简教练，他同时也写了一本书，然后感兴趣的朋友可以去找来阅读一下。今天活动的主办方是 MCC 和 Pedrick 蒙科，我们欧洲导师与教练协会 MCC 是总部设在比利时布鲁塞尔，然后专门为导师、教练和督导提供国际资格认证的非营利性组织。蒙科我们是源自1981年，为各个组织我们提供企业导师技术以及组织隐性技能管理，是全球知名的教育咨询品牌。蒙科的总部也是在比利时布鲁塞尔，在全球有近600名顾问，然后在41个国家和地区为各类组织提供组织隐性技能萃取和企业导师相传承的培训和咨询服务。蒙科中国就是专注于在我们国内本土市场，然后开展企业导师制以及组织隐性技能管理的培训和咨询。我们也是 MCC 受证的中国唯一导师服务机构，我们同时也提供 MCC 认证的导师课程。那我们也是组织隐性技能管理 GO-TKM 的理事单位。好，接下来呢，我们是有请我们的 Claire 女士在 demo 之前，然后跟大家事先做一些分享。Now let's warmly welcome Miss Claire Pedrick. Claire, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, and it's lovely to be here. I want to talk to you about coaching and mentoring, and I want to say to you that this is coaching and mentoring for me. So this is the things that we do before we have the coaching and mentoring conversation, and this is the coaching and mentoring conversation itself, the beginning, the middle, and the end. I see. Are you translating as I go?
Yes. 非常感谢，
Okay.
非常好。Yes, I will translate. 非常高兴今天在这里跟大家分享。那在这张图上呢，就是左边是我要分享的是我们在做导师跟教练之前的一个开始，然后在之后呢，就是导师和教练的一个中间过程一个结尾，导师教练的过程中会遇到的一些挑战。
So coaching is a conversation where somebody feels heard and where they get new insights into their own stuff.
那教练的对话呢，我们也是为了让客户在这个过程当中，他能够觉得自己被聆听，并能够产生新的见解。
And too often, the coach or the mentor is the one who gets the insights.
但是常常我们发现是导师跟教练会在这个过程中得到一些新的见解。
So someone comes to talk to us with their rich, beautiful things.
那就是有的人他们来找我，然后他们带来很多这种丰富多彩美丽的东西。
And I say, tell me what you've done already.
那我
So
会
they
跟他
do.
我会跟他说，就是告诉我，跟我分享一下，就是你已经做了一些什么事情。然后他呢就开始跟我分享。
What else have you done? They tell me.
那你还做了哪些？告诉我。
And we get to the end of the conversation.
然后呢，我们就到了话题的最末。
I know all about them.
那这个我对他们的了如指掌。
And they don't know anything they didn't know before.
那他们呢，好像被 就是听空了，就是好像什么都不知道了。
So we have to find a way in coaching and mentoring of getting to the place where they're going to get new insights.
所以我们在做导师教练的时候，我们也要找到一个方法，就是让客户能够充分的产生见解。
And the coaching session that you're about to see, the first thing she asks for is advice.
接下来这个 demo 大家会发现，就我这个客户，他首先他就是向你要求的，他是希望得到一个建议。
But if I give her advice, what am I advising?
那如果我给他个建议的话，那我会建议什么？
So to be able to put in, if that's what the client wants,
如果这个是客户他需要的，他想的话，
and if that's what we've agreed is the relationship,
那这个其实对我们这个关系呢，其实会产生一定的影响。
we need to work out what's the question before we give the answer.
在给出答案之前，首先要弄清楚他的问题到底是什么。
And in the demo, I want you to notice how I show how I think rather than suggest what she does.
那在接下来 demo 过程当中，我希望大家去发现，就是我是如何，就是让我们一起去思考这个问题的，而不是说仅仅给出什么答案。
So that's one thing to look for. Secondly, really look for the beginning when we create the container.
第二个点呢，就是大家注意一下，就是我们这个话题的开始，就真正的开始是在哪个点。
And thirdly, see if you can see how we keep the conversation going forwards when she tells me she wants to go backwards.
那第三个是注意一下，我们是如何将整个对话进行下去的。然后这个对话的，其实正好就切入了它最终的一个意图。
And then we'll have plenty of time for questions afterwards.
最后，今天我们会留有足够的时间，然后进行问答。
So are we okay to switch on the demo?
Yeah, I think so. 那接下来我们就来看一下这个今天的现场 demo。
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hello,
Nice
Claire.
to meet you. So
Can you
are
hear
you
me?
okay? Yes, I can.
Okay, good.
Are you okay to think about something today with me?
Yes. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit late. You know, I just back from a holiday, and then I've traveled to connect to Zoom.
Well, it's very lovely to meet you. We've got 15 or 20 minutes today.
Okay.
So what is it that you'd like to think about?
It's all about the future, you know. Maybe I introduce myself a little bit.
Do you need to do that? Or we could just do some work.
I'm thinking maybe you need to know some about my experience and background, and then you may give me nice suggestion or advice for future.
I don't need to know anything. We'll work it out as we go, if you're okay just to start.
Okay.
So what's the thing that, what is it that you'd like us to think about together today?
It's about next step.
Next steps. So it sounds like some changes happening for you.
Yes.
Okay. So what would you like to be different in 20 minutes time about your next steps?
I didn't get it. So
What?
how to
So what would you like to be different when we finish this conversation?
maybe a more clear action plan
Okay.
with confidence.
Clearer, more confidence. How will you know that we're clearer?
With an action plan 1, 2, 3.
Will that be clear enough?
Hope so.
Hope so. Okay. So we're heading for an action plan and more confidence. So what's the best way for us to think about next steps? Because you don't need to tell me a lot of things, because this is about you doing some great thinking, Janet. So how do you want to think about next steps?
Is where I'm now and where I try to reach.
Okay. Okay. So it's looking at where you're trying to reach.
Yes.
So where's the best place for us to start? Thinking about next steps.
It's what I've already done or tried, or any practice, good or bad.
You know that. So here's my question. If you think in your mind about what you've already tried, if you look at it in your mind's eye, what do you see?
There's full of uncertainty.
Full of uncertainty. And how do you feel about that uncertainty, Janet?
Uncertainty has also good and bad side.
Okay. And the good side is?
The good side is I've tried, I've learned, I know something compared with thinking, The best side probably is just not sure,
Okay. Okay. So what do we need to do from the learning? So you've had lots of learning, you could see it. How do we build on the learning today to help you get to some next steps?
I think for the things I've already tried, so maybe there's some good learning or some area to be improved. But for those unclear part, just no sense,
Okay. So we could build on the learning of the good things, or we could look at the unclear things here today. What will be the most useful to you?
Give me some advice.
You are the one with the wisdom, Janet. You are the one with the wisdom. So we could look at the unclear things, or we could say, these are the things that you've learned that have gone well, that you want to develop as next steps, or we could do something else. What will be the most useful thing for you today?
some perception for the unknown things.
So we're going to look at the unknown things. So, shall we do that?
Yes.
So, say a little bit more about the unknown things.
I joined the MCC last year, and now I'm starting to build up my own business for mentoring.
Wow.
At a very early stage, when you start something, there's always unknown things happen. I've just said what I've learned is I already tried to get some clients to do something, but it's just a very little times compared with what you want to achieve for the future. But since I know you are so experienced on mentoring and coaching, I hope can get not just advice, but probably what could be happened and what kind of challenges you may face, and share some of your stories.
So this is coaching. So I'm here to get you to do as much of the work as possible. So you're talking about, you've done some things, you've had a little bit of work, you want it to get bigger. And you've got all of these unknowns. Mm-hmm. So if I think out loud about some of the things that might be useful, it's about how do you be clearer about who you want to work with? How do you find those people? What are you offering them? How big do you want your coaching work to be and mentoring work to be? How much time do you want to do that? What are the gaps that you might need to fill in your technical skill? And then there's gaps in your business building. So there's all sorts of things that might be useful things to be looking at. So as you hear me say that, what are you thinking?
I think the very first thing is to find where is the client.
Where are the clients? Okay, so that's our question. If we can get some clarity about steps on that today, is that going to be a useful step forward for you, Janet?
Yes, definitely.
Great.
It will be a great start.
So where are they? Who are they and where are they?
That's a trouble. I don't know where are they.
Okay. So do you know who they are?
I believe so.
So who are they?
They need some help. Yeah, I think they firstly they want to improve.
Okay.
So they are aware they need some wise people sharing experience. Yes.
So they know they want to improve.
And they know they need help and they need a person
okay.
go along with them. Yes, I think for the clients I've already reached, I use this criteria to scope.
Okay. So where are the people who know they want to improve? Where do they hang out? What do they do? What do they read? Who do they talk to?
This probably is a trouble I face today. So when people say they need help, and when I go to see them, so in fact they need some very concrete action plan, you know, like the term you asked me and my answer.
Yeah. So
and if I use the coaching skill, they in fact didn't recognize the efforts I made, or maybe my skill is not strong enough. because I try different ways, you know.
okay.
I try different ways. If I share some example, if I share some my personal learnings, because I've already long paths in my corporate life. If I share some good learning practice, they will more appreciate. But if I continue ask questions, how you think about and what you think the next step, they will think, oh, okay, it's a nice conversation, but in fact they didn't see a lot of help.
So they're people who want information. They're people who want to improve. And they're people who want to be offered ideas.
Yes.
And you want to find out where they are.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm noticing as we're talking, you could find out where they are, or you could help them to find you.
Yes.
And then a combination, right?
Yes.
So what do we go on?
I think about that, and my answer is I need an agent in between. and then I do so. I find a very interesting training center, and they on one time recruit those experienced people, and on the other hand collect a lot of needs, and then they match in between.
So that's one place.
That's one place, and that's the one I just share with you. I find that the clients, they are more searching consultant rather than so that is the learning I got. But okay. Nevertheless, I did my skill as well.
So there's work there for you for now.
Yeah, that is my part of my experience, but I don't think that is the best way to reach target clients.
So it's one way for now. So we've got, Janet, about 5 minutes left. What do we need to do right now in this 5 minutes so that you can get to those next steps with some more confidence? Which bit of that can we think about that's going to get you to a next step?
So probably share with me how you find clients at your early stage where you build up your business.
I will share a little bit, but then I'm going to get you to think about it. Is that okay?
Okay, of course.
So for me, and it's different for everybody, I would do presentations for organizations on whatever they asked me to present on. So I was a mum, I had small kids. So I did quite a lot of talks on work-life balance, working mums. And then from that, I would get some coaching. So that's one way. Another way is to do, now we have this, is to do webinars where you share some ideas and some top tips. And again, from that, some people might come for coaching. And that could be all sorts of things. It could be anything where you have a little bit of knowledge, where people might want that. And my offer to you is that you're going to try more things than work. So as I say those things, what insights have you got about what you might do?
I totally agree. I tried as well.
And
the difference probably is the sharing topics that I hold is more related to business. It's because my background is finance, so I will share a lot of different topics together with how to improve soft skill.
Okay.
Yeah, because I try to exclude those technical skills, which are more related to training. So I concentrate like how to connect different people and how to improve influence skill, those kind of topic. And it's true. I got some feedbacks.
And the useful feedback?
Yes.
What was the useful feedback?
No, because your question is what is the insight I got.
Yeah.
I'm thinking is some of the clients after those sharing webinars, so they were back to me and they will ask questions probably from one another, say, can you share me more about that, and share with me their stories. But I'm thinking when they back to me is more like a Q&A session, and then I give them answer directly. So probably I need to switch a little bit, not to give them not treat it as a Q&A. So you ask question and give your answer. The good insight from your side, from what you just shared is probably use the coaching skill, convert them as my potential clients.
So there's something about getting them to work earlier. Getting them to do the work earlier?
It will be slightly difficult to convert the needs, because when they come, they wish to get a quick answer, you know, and then you tell them, now I will develop your mindset step by step. So yes, it will be slightly different.
Can I offer a next step? I wonder where are people who want to do development and who don't want all the answers. I wonder where they are.
How do that?
So you're looking at the moment, you're looking for people who want information, and then when they've got the information, then they go away. And you're looking for people who are curious and interested, but then want to do some work with it.
Okay.
And I wonder what needs to change so that that's clear.
Okay.
So we've got a couple of minutes left, Janet. So my question to you is, what's the first step?
The first step is to rescope the target clients.
Ah,
Yeah. Instead of find the people who need help, I need to find the people they have curious and they want to work out the solution together. So instead of just a Q&A, like.
okay. And the second step?
Second step is continuing to running my webinar.
So continue to run your webinars. Can I offer something?
Sure.
I wonder what it would be like if in your webinars you got them to do group coaching. So you, as well as offering answers, you offer questions that will encourage them to start thinking.
Sure.
So you wanted
Sure.
a bit more confidence and you wanted a next step. Have you got enough for now? I know you want the world, but have you got enough for now?
Yeah, enough confidence to run in the next step, but for the whole
Excellent.
business, I know it's a long way.
Yeah, one step at a time. Great. So you're clear enough for today.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. So have we finished?
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being a volunteer, Janet. Thank you very much.
And
Thank you very
Claire,
much, Claire.
Take care. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye.
Thank you for the wonderful demo, and it's very amazing and thought-provoking. And now I think we have many questions.
Can I
from
say?
the audience. Yes.
Can I say something about it before we get the Q&A?
Yeah.
In most of my work, I never put in, and I know that EMCC is about mentoring and coaching. So I am encountering somebody who wants me to put in. And what was interesting watching it back is that she was talking about people who wanted a quick answer, and Janet wanted a quick answer from me. And I think that's very interesting.
刚刚这个 demo 呢，我回放了以后啊，发现比较有趣的部分就是刚才 Janet 她提到很多人找到她，然后都希望从她那里能够快速的得到一个答案。那 Janet 她来找我的时候呢，我也发现她其实也想我能够给她一个快速的答案。
So what questions do we have? I see.
Yeah. 好，现在呢是我们的那个问答环节，大家有什么问题的话可以现在提问。我们 Zoom 里的朋友可以直接打开你的摄像头，然后打开你的麦克风，可以直接提问，或者说你可以把你的问题然后打在那个聊天框里也可以。那其他的平台的朋友呢，也可以直接提问，我们的工作人员也会反馈给 Claire。Okay, so the first question, put it in the chat box.
So the beginning. So there are 3 things that I think we need to know before we start the work. One is...
Yeah, Claire, I will first translate the question.
Okay.
Yeah. 那首先我们第一个朋友他的问题呢是，我注意到你刚开始问了很多的问题，然后渐渐的就是让这个客户他的问题变得更具体，就是如何，然后在哪里找到他想要的客户。那我觉得就是从这里开始，就是你们 对话的真正的开始。那这个过程你是怎么做到的？ Yeah, please.
So we need to know 3 things. Number 1, what are we doing today? Number 2, how will we know we've done it? And number 3, how shall we do it together?
那首先就是要明确3件事情，就是第一个，我们今天就是来这里，我们2个人对话，我们要做些什么。然后第二个是我们如何知道我们是否就是把我们今天就是要做的事情是否已经完成。第3个就是我们如何一起去做这件事情，就是如何一起去思考这个问题。
And you will have heard me say think a lot, not talk. So what do you want to think about? How are we going to think about that?
大家注意到我经常用了思考这个词，然后就比如说你，然后是怎么讲这个问题的，那我们就是一起来就是如何在思考这个问题，用了很多的这个 think 这个词，就是引导对方去思考。
Thank you.
Thank you. And then the second question, it is about the time.
That is a great question.
Yeah, maybe I'll read it because there are also English-speaking friends watching our webinar. Yeah, the second question is, you set a time frame at the beginning, like 15 to 20 minutes, and you keep reminding how much time is left. What if you didn't find the real problem within 20 minutes? Did this ever happen to you? 那第二个朋友问题比较有趣，他说你在这个对话的最开始，你设定了一个时间，就是我们大概有15到20分钟的时间，然后在这个过程中，你也会几次的去提醒对方，比如说有几分钟还剩下了。那如果说你没有在20分钟时间内，就是找到对方根本的问题所在，那会是什么情况？就是你有或者这种情况以前在你身上有没有发生过？
So that's a great question. So the better you are at coaching, the less idea the thinker, the client, has about how long we have.
那其实这个问题呢，是你当你做的是教练越多的时候，其实对于这个问题，你是对于这个问题的就是纠结程度反而会是越来越少的。
So instead of making the work the right size for the time, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
就是你与其就是把就是你的这个思路可能限定在这个框框以内，就是你是可以把它就是说无限的去放大，所以越来越大的。
So I made time checks all the way through the conversation. So there's a time check, time check, time check.
那我在对话过程当中就是一次次的设定了这个时间，并就是跟确认一下你这个时间还有多长时间，几次的确认。
And sometimes the real question doesn't emerge until we're just near the end.
那事实上有时候到话题我们对话快结束的时候，这个真正的问题它还没有出现。
But if the right question emerges at the end, we've done really good work.
但如果在你对话结束的时候，突然这个正确的问题出现了，那这也代表你做的这个教练这段过程其实也是成功的。
So they don't have a solution, but they do know what the real question is.
因为这个过程他们客户可能不会得到一个是好的正确的答案，但是他们发现了自己真正的问题所在。
And that's great.
那对教练而言呢，这一点就已经做得非常棒了。
But you have to trust the process.
那你一定要相信这个过程。
So it hasn't happened to me, because I always trust well, probably it has once or twice in thousands and thousands of hours, but very unusual.
那这种情况发生在我身上的次数比较少，可能在比如说数千个这样的小时数里面可能会发生个可能1、2次，但是对我而言呢是很少见的，因为我始终会去相信这个过程。
Thank you.
Thank you for the answer. And let's see the third question. It's about mentoring.
See, I think that was mentoring.
What it would be if this is mentoring? 第三个话题呢，问题是说，因为我们刚才主要是教练为主，那第三个是说，如果我们做的是不是教练辅导，而是导师辅导又是怎样？那可以回答是 ，Yeah.
So I think that was mentoring, and for me, mentoring is coaching with content.
那就我觉得我刚才做的这个其实过程呢，其实某种程度它也是导师辅导，因为我觉得导师辅导它其实是带着内容的这个教练指导。
And in mentoring, it is just as important, it is really important to work out what is the work before we do it.
在导师辅导过程中，我们非常重要的一点就是，你首先一定要明确，就是你的真正的问题是什么，你真正的就是你们要做什么事情。
The biggest risk in mentoring is the wise, experienced mentor with lots to share, and the hungry, the person who's being mentored, who wants everything.
那在做导师的时候，就是有一点比较风险的地方，就在于，因为导师他身上有非常多的经验可以分享，然后学员就是非常饥渴的，他希望好像能够得到一切从导师那里。
So the mentor gives their wisdom.
所以导师他就会跟学员就是分享他的智慧。
It's too much. What can you do with it? It's too much information.
但是因为就智慧太多了，你能给的信息太多了，那遇到这种情况又会怎样？
So if you can make the work the right size in mentoring and help them be clear what's their question, then you offer a little. And then they go, oh, yes, it's this one.
所以我们首先跟学员要明确，就是他真正想要的是什么，然后你是一点点的，就是跟他分享，可以一点点的给予这个给予，然后呢，他可能就从这个一点点的信息里面，然后发现啊，原来这个是我想要的。
So you heard me say to Janet, and this was mentoring, here's an example of what I did. As you hear that, what are you thinking? So the work back to Janet.
那我跟 Janet 对话过程当中，大家发现我有跟他说，就是他跟我分享了他的这个，他分享了他的话题，然后我说跟他说，我 Janet 我听到了，就是刚才我听到了哪些东西，然后那你对于你在就是听我这样就在复述的时候，然后你又是如何想的，你又是如何思考的。
So we think I thought she'd come for coaching. I think she thought she'd come for mentoring. We have to then negotiate.
那我们最初呢，其实是想要做的是教练，但是对方来呢，他可能想做的是导师辅导，所以我们要在这中间去寻找一个平衡。
Great. What other questions do we have?
Thank you. 那我们 Zoom 里的朋友就是有哪些问题吗？现在可以提问。
Hi, Claire. This is
Hi.
Michelle. I have a question. Hold on. I'm trying to switch my camera. Yeah, thank you. My question is regarding the question you asked Janet about her feeling. And I think that's a turning point to get, she really settled to think deeper on what she needs. The challenge actually normally I face in my internal coaching session or mentoring session when I ask the feeling questions, they are going to give me their thoughts, the way they are going to how to deal with this situation, so on and so forth. Never be a real feeling. That's why I struggle a long time for this for now.
Icy, do you want to translate and then I'll respond?
Yes，第4个问题呢来自 Michelle， 她的问题是，就我注意到你刚才问 Janet 的时候，然后多问到了她的这个 feeling， 她的感受，那我发现这是一个转折点，就能够让这个话题更深入一些，能够挖掘到她真正的需求。那我自己经常在做这个内部教练的时候，遇到一个就难题，就是我的客户，当我问他的感受的时候，但是他的回答呢，他们经常是说就是自己的一些想法，我是如何去处理这些情况，应对这些问题，但并不是跟你分享他们真正的感受。
So many answers, Michelle. So the first one, I asked her, how will you feel when you've got that? So that was a future focused feeling question, not how are you feeling right now?
那我们会问很多的问题，比如首先第一个，你问他的时候就是当你想到就是未来，你比如说这个我们20分钟以后你想要就是达成什么样的结果，然后你对就是未来就是这段时间未来的这个聚焦，你这个目标这个话题，你对未来的一个感受，就是不是对现在当下的一个感受。
So that's one thing. I asked her, how will you know we've done it? And she said, I'll have an action plan. So that was in her head. So I wanted a no, I wanted a feeling no, so that we had a better idea of where we were going.
那第2个问题呢，我问了他，就是你如何知道你就是达成了你想要就是达成的这个目标？那他当时就提出了他希望，比如说能得到一些行动计划1、2、3这样。那就是他的脑子里，就是在他脑子里他是有这个答案的。那我是希望他的这个感受也能够同步，就是能够知道，就是他发现这个答案的时候，他是什么样的感受。
Because how will you feel at the end of this conversation doesn't change when the subject of what we're talking about changes.
事实上，因为你对就是这个对话结束的时候，你现在对这个结束以后的一个感受，其实是不会随着我们这个话题的这个进行而变化的。
And then we can keep checking in all the way through against the feeling.
那我们在对话过程当中，可以一次次的去跟对方去确认他的这个感受。
Which I actually don't think we did very much. So that's good learning for me.
那这一点呢，可能我今天做的不是很多，但我觉得这也是我们值得学习的一个点。
Does that answer your question? A bit.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, a part of it. Yeah, part of it. And there's another observation may also link the way Chinese how to be educated historically, because we were, at least my generation were educated. You will not be able to be show your real feeling in front of others, happy or anger, especially the not good ones, but manage your temper, something like that. So when you really ask a feeling, especially for leaders, they never, very hard to get, oh, that's my feeling. I need to normally spend like 3 or 4 questions and deeper say, that's me. I mean, ask you, when you face the situation, how do you feel? is happy or angry or anxiety or something, and then you have to give some inspiration. But that's, I know I'm leading. I feel very frustrated for this part. Yeah, but thank you. That's future phase feeling. Give me a hint. Let me try next time. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm happy to continue that conversation offline, because that's a really interesting thing to be exploring, because I'm wondering how you can, because there's something, isn't there, about how can you introduce a little bit that people can tolerate without asking them too much. You only need to translate that last bit. I see.
因为就是我们就是因为这一代人可能就因为接受的就是教育的影响，所以就不太会愿意去真正的表露自己的感受，这个喜怒哀乐。所以就是在面对就很多，比如说我给那个领导者做教练的时候，他们可能就是不太那么愿意去暴露自己的情绪，他们可能更会去控制自己。所以我在做教练过程当中，可能会需要多花个可能几个问题来引导他们。
Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you for your answer, and thank you, Michelle, for the question. I think that's all for today's Q&A and also for today's webinar. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Claire, for your time early in the morning and having such a great demo, great Q&A. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, and have a good day.
You too.
然后今天的就是我们的这个 Claire 的分享呢，我们今天就暂时告一段落。那接下来我们来跟大家分享一下，就我们的下期的一次讲座预告。下期的讲座预告是在6月8号，是由来自英国的 Tessa 女士，她是 MCC 认证的大师级导师。然后她给我们带来的话题是如何解决导师辅导计划以及导师辅导关系中遇到的棘手难题。那对这次讲座感兴趣的朋友呢，可以扫我们屏幕上的2维码，然后报名参加我们这次的活动。在这里我们还跟大家分享一个，就是我们在每周6都会举行的一次活动，是我们的商学院 MBA 职业导师交流沙龙。这个沙龙呢，也是为了给那些就是商学院的 MBA 职业导师或者有志于成为商学院 MBA 职业导师的朋友提供一个交流分享的平台。那具体时间就是在每周6的下午1点半。然后关于这次活动的一个具体信息的话，大家可以扫这个右方的2维码，然后可以了解这个进一步的活动安排。我们也非常欢迎大家，然后参与我们，跟我们多多的交流。因为在这里跟大家就是分享的是我们这个欧洲导师与教练协会，然后有一个国际认证导师课程。我们呢是新一期的课程，然后即将于6月16号到18号开班。那这次我们也非常特别的设定了一些优惠的名额，然后感兴趣的朋友可以就是扫这个左下方的2维码，然后跟我们进一步了解。名额有限也是非常现实的，大家可以那个快速的然后来就是联系我们。关于这个我们的这个导师课程呢，它有一些什么不一样的地方，可能有很多人有这样的疑问。我们的这个导师呢，就是有别于我们日常说的可能像高校里的导师。我们的导师是在面对学员的时候，首先呢我们会帮助学员去选对方向，做对事情。就首先你帮助学员明确方向以后，然后呢导师才能够去充分的挖掘学员的无限潜能，然后令其快速的达成目标。那第二个是我们导师在帮助学员达到目标过程当中，同时也会帮助学员去实现一个能量状态的提升。第三个是我们导师然后在帮助学员激活外在资源的同时，也会激活他的内在资源。第四个是我们导师辅导，它里面刚开始会设定 个 KPI、KBI 或者 ROI， 然后这里设定的指标都是可以被量化、被比较的。那最后也是我们的一个导师给导师的一个特色的技能，就是会拥有一个组织隐性技能萃取这样的一个技能。那懂得隐性技能萃取的导师呢，他不仅仅能够传承自己的经验和智慧，还能够通过萃取他人的技能，然后再传承给学员。我们非常就是欢迎大家能够加入我们这个 MCC 认证导师的大家庭。同时最后我们在这里跟大家分享一下，是我们在今年的11月12号到14号，然后即将在瑞士达沃斯举办第2届组织隐形技能管理论坛。那关于这次论坛的具体信息以及门票信息，大家可以点击就我们下方的官方网址 www.GO-TKM.org， 然后进一步了解。好，活动的最后我们是希望能够得到大家对我们本期讲座活动的一个反馈。那这个反馈的话，大家可以扫这个2维码，然后填写一份问卷。我们也真诚的希望大家能够花点时间填写一下这个问卷，然后留下您的宝贵意见，然后这样让我们更好的服务到大家。好，今天的讲座就到这里，我们下期再见。Thank you, Claire, and that's all for today's webinar.
Thank you. Bye bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye bye.